A new high-tech shooting range is set to open in New Manila in Quezon City, featuring an 8-lane indoor shooting range and various training classes from basic to advanced levels. The Armory Shooting Ranges and Gun Club is the place to be for gun and shooting enthusiasts. And to tell us more about that, the Armory Shooting Range and Gun Club is the owner, Cookie Alonzo. Cookie, welcome to Game Time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for gracing your time here in the studio. Cookie, I just want to ask first, what is the Armory Shooting Range?
Well, the Armory Shooting Range was specifically designed for providing a facility for gun owners who would like to be more adept in defensive pistol shooting. We employ a lot of new technology, like high-tech training devices that we brought in from the U.S. that is not available here yet. So these are the tools that we actually use in law enforcement in the U.S., which I wanted to apply to teach our civilians here.
Can you name us some of the features the shooting range has?
Yeah, well, we have a LASR dry fire training system. It's a firearm training system that you use a training pistol and a computer system tracks your shots, times you, so you can actually see the movements of your pistol when you're moving around. And in the next month or so, we have a interactive firearm simulation system wherein you're shooting on a screen, but it actually interacts with you.
Okay.
We have judgmental shooting wherein it's an actual, like you're immersed in a movie. There's a hostage situation, so you have to decide, are you gonna shoot, are you not gonna shoot? It's used for training law enforcement.
So Cookie, this is the first of its kind here in the Philippines.
Yeah, from as far as I understand, yeah, I haven't seen any. Nobody has that kind of system yet.
So what are the main skills to be developed by the target shooters, when they train inside Armory?
Well, the main skills they would learn is really to prepare them for defensive pistol shooting.
Defensive?
Defensive, yes. Because you know how it is nowadays, there's a lot of crime going on, this riding in tandems and all of this other stuff. So we have a lot of gun owners that are allowed to carry licenses. They have a license to carry firearms, but unfortunately they don't really have the facility to train on a regular basis, which is what you need if you really want to be proficient in defending yourself.
Well, of course, Cookie, this is something new. This is something different that we can offer to our target shooters. But then, what is the inspiration behind all of this?
Well, I'm from, my background is really law enforcement from back here in the Philippines until I migrated to the U.S. And when I came back here, I've been around the ranges, and I haven't seen any range that actually caters to this kind of training. And what I wanted to do was sort of like be able to help level up the discipline, the training, the skill sets, to have more people that have guns to be more responsible, to be more disciplined, to be more tolerant when they carry their guns, So we don't have all of this crazy, somebody just looked in the eye and the other guy looking, and then they're already pulling out their guns, Because if you train regularly, you will not have this type of attitude.
Now you mentioned it the best, you're perfectly, Cookie. Those are the values that we can learn from a disciplined, target shooting, of course, responsible gun shooting. But then you mentioned earlier the word defensive.
Yes.
Who are the ones who need training like this?
Well, primarily, anybody that has a gun should be able to defend himself, in a proper way. And we have a lot of licensed gun owners that carry a permit to carry their firearms. The main reason why they got this permit is because they fear for their lives.
Yes.
So these are the people that is very important that they actually have the skill set to be able to use their guns properly and safely. Because they're carrying their guns in public. You don't want them to be shooting and you have collateral damage. They have to be more highly skilled than that average guy because they carry their guns in public.
Speaking of that, Cookie, of course, when we talk about target shooting, it's kind of taboo, of course, when we talk about guns.
Yes.
But then, what is the main difference from actually being trained and when you're inside the range and from actually carrying a gun, just for defensive reasons, maybe outside, at home, or wherever you are? How can you see the main difference of that is?
Well, there's two types of shooting. You have the sport shooting, and then you have the defensive pistol shooting. Sport shooting, you're in a controlled environment. There are rules. In the real world, you need defensive pistol shooting. There are no rules, and you don't know what's up ahead.
Yeah.
So the discipline is totally different. The only common denominator is, yes, you both use guns, but the discipline is totally different.
For people who have guns, of course, from all walks of life, what is the main responsibility of people who possess one?
Well, anybody who owns a gun, first of all, the main responsibility is they have to be safe with their firearm. They have to be disciplined. And they have to be responsible whether they're carrying their gun or even if they're not holding their guns. They have to be responsible in the sense if they leave it in their house, it has to be kept in a safe container. It has to be secured so that nobody can just grab it and play around with it wherein then you'd have an accident. So they really have to be disciplined, responsible, and as much as possible, they should train.
That's true.
Because even if you have a gun, but you don't have the training, it's not going to be helpful for you.
And to train with actual experience, not just by, in theory.
Yes.
Am I right, Cookie? But then earlier you mentioned about crime, and since criminality is really affecting society, Cookie, what is your advice for people who have guns, maybe to practice the virtue of peace, the art of letting go? What can you say about that?
Well, for gun owners, I always tell my clients, you have to have maximum tolerance, You, as much as possible, never pull out your weapon unless there is actual imminent danger to your life or to your family. It's not something that just because you have a gun, you're going to be siga already and pull it up because somebody stared at you bad. You have to be really super tolerant, highly disciplined, and when you regularly train, you will have that built in your attitude already.
No, with all these lessons and virtues, kindly invite everyone to be trained and be known for them to handle their guns properly and responsibly. Cookie?
Yeah. Thank you again, Migs. I'd like to invite everybody to come check out our new shooting range. Join us and experience a day of defensive pistol shooting. It's a totally different experience and something that you would be able to apply in a real world to help you protect yourself. That's why you have a gun.
All right. Thank you so much, Cookie Alonzo, Armory Shooting Range. Definitely the people should check the range out. Thank you so much, Cookie.
Thank you.
Thank you.